I'm Stan Birchfield, Executive Director of the House of the Seven Gables. Welcome to this registered National Historic Landmark District in Salem, Massachusetts. We're sitting here in the Hooper Hathaway House dining room, a house built in 1682. I've worked here for about 6 years and enjoyed every minute of it. Well, we've had a designation that just came to us recently, naming us a registered National Historic Landmark District, one of the few in the United States, like Beacon Hill or Historic Annapolis, for example. We've done a major roof renovation and chimney reconstruction on the famous House of the Seven Gables. We've done a lot of work with building and grounds in the preservation aspects of taking care of the property. This is a 9-building complex. 7 of the buildings are historic, so just taking good care, being good stewards so that we can present these buildings and the stories of the people who lived here for generations to come. Well, our foundress, Caroline Emerton, purchased in 1908 the Turner Ingersoll Mansion. Nathaniel Hawthorne's cousin had lived in the house. Hawthorne was born in Salem, about 5 blocks down the street. He came to visit Susanna Ingersoll, his cousin, and was inspired to write a book called The House of the Seven Gables, because the famous mansion at one time had 7 gables. So in 1850 he wrote the famous The Scarlet Letter, and the following year he wrote The House of the Seven Gables. About 60 years ago we moved his house, the Nathaniel Hawthorne birthplace home, from about 5 blocks down the street, bought it for $1 from a church that was going to tear it down and make a parking lot, and we moved it those 6 blocks to the site. All of the other houses were also moved and collected and moved here, and as I said to you earlier, we kind of collect houses like an art museum collects paintings or sculptures. I hope you've enjoyed your visit with the House of the Seven Gables. If you'd like more information about us, please visit us on our website. 7gables.org has all kinds of information about the property, as well as the visitor information like hours and prices and directions and things like that. Our telephone number is 978-744-0991, and we look forward to your visit. Haunted Happenings is an October-long celebration where Salem presents the world's largest Halloween party. At the House of the Seven Gables, we have special programming going on Friday and Saturday nights. We do theatrical performances, 2 different shows. They run constantly every 5 or 10 minutes, starting at about 7:15 in the evening and running until about midnight on the weekends and on Halloween night. During the daytime, we open at 9:30 a.m. And we do the regular house tour. Our 2 special programs, by the way, are called The Legacy of the Hanging Judge, about Nathaniel Hawthorne, and Nathaniel Hawthorne's great-great-grandfather, who was a judge at the Salem witch trials. The other program is called Spirits of the Gables. The House of the Seven Gables is open daily, year-round, except the first 2 weeks in January when we're closed to do renovation, restoration kinds of activities, general maintenance, and some painting. But otherwise, we're open daily. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. In the summer and fall, we're open until 7 p.m., which means the last guided tour of the House of the Seven Gables is at either 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I am a Salem resident. I have an apartment right on the grounds here. Salem's a wonderful small city, about 40,000 people, great professional and fun place to live and work, great restaurants, great nightlife. Lots of housing options, a lot of building, a lot of development going on here, and of course, maritime history, architectural history, and the life and literary legacy of Nathaniel Hawthorne. Salem and Halloween are great. Hawthorne in Salem, his great-great-grandfather is down at the burial grounds, adjacent to the Witch Memorial. As I said, we have his house that he was born in here on the property. There's a statue down in downtown Salem. The Peabody sisters, there were 3 Peabody sisters. Sophia was one. She and Nathaniel Hawthorne were married. Shortly thereafter, they moved to Concord and lived in the Ralph Waldo Emerson house for a period of time. They also lived in the Berkshires out in western Massachusetts, and then they moved back to Concord as towards the end of his life. So there's a lot of history associated all over Massachusetts with great writers like Melville, whose house was in Pittsfield, Emerson. Nathaniel Hawthorne went to college at Bowdoin College in Maine. His classmates were Longfellow and future President Franklin Pierce. Lots of writers have been influenced by Hawthorne, including John Updike. This house has been here for coming up on 350 years. We're located right on the water, right on Salem Harbor, directly across from Marblehead. Beautiful grounds. And we're at 115 Derby Street, and if you continue on down Derby Street for about 2 miles, you come to Salem Willows, kind of an interesting small amusement park, also right on a peninsula, right on the water. So this whole area from downtown Salem to our Derby Street location to the Salem Willows is a great place to visit. Very family oriented. Well, here we are in the Hooper Hathaway house, again 1682. Basically a two-room house when it was first built, a great room on the first floor and a great chamber on the second floor, both square rooms. The first floor room had a hearth. It would have been the kitchen, the cooking area, the place to stay warm, the living room, the dining room, and upstairs in the great chamber was the sleeping quarters. The House of the Seven Gables is the oldest mansion in New England. It was built as a mansion on the water. The Turners, the first people who owned the house, that built the house, 3 generations of Turners, were loaded with money. They were the richest people north of Boston. That's the oldest mansion in New England.
Okay.
The House of the Seven Gables, built in 1668, is one of the most visited historic house museums in the country, and it's for many people who travel and visit here from around America, the oldest domestic space you can visit in the United States. Well, Derby Street has the home to the National Park Service, the first National Park Service urban location. They own a property down there, the Derby House. They also own the West Indian store, and they have maritime exhibits, and then they have a visitor center in another location in Salem. The House of the Seven Gables was built approximately